Hola clase, bienvenidos a Español 202. Me llamo doctora Leslie O'Toole. You can call me doctora O'Toole or profesora. So welcome to this Spanish 202 summer course. I'm just going to quickly walk you through the D2L site. Some of you may have already taken a Spanish course here at Pima and are familiar with how our online courses work. Some of you may have taken an online Spanish course at the University of Arizona or a different university or never at all. And I know that they're all just ever so slightly different. I've taught Spanish online at the University of Arizona and at Pima for many years. I have a PhD in Spanish literature from the University of Arizona as well. So I'm just going to walk you through this D2L course for Spanish 202. So the first thing you're going to want to do, of course, is watching this video. It will be here. And then clicking on Bienvenidos, which kind of links you to another page that helps guide you, through the course. What are the things you want to do? Really following these instructions that you want to do the scheduled work, the content, start here, syllabus. So the big thing for you to do is go into content and go into start here and looking at all these different things. So bienvenidos, my information, the syllabus itself, doing the orientation to online learning, and all of that is in your first week assignments as well. You really want to look at that schedule of work. That really gives you an overview of what are the things that are due and when. It should also always be in your calendar and on the different checklists. There are details for each of the assignments. So what does that mean? How do you use your textbook? How do you do the cultural readings? What are the instructions for listening and speaking and discussion posts and the self-check and quizzes, for example, the question answer video assignments. So the big thing with the self-check and quizzes is that it's you have to do the whole thing, right? So it's pass-fail, but if you only do 20% of it, it's going to register as a fail. The quiz itself is not pass-fail. It's just the self-check, okay, the pre-prueba. The prueba itself, you have 2 chances. If you just do it once and that's the grade you like, then don't worry about it. I'm going to put in a 0 for the second time so that the system takes that first grade for you. If you do it twice, it's going to choose your better of the 2 grades. Okay, so don't worry if you see a 0 in one of them, it's because I had to add it in because that's required in order for it to register the grade. The rubrics, that's how you can see how I'm grading things. So when I'm grading your listening, well, your listening is actually graded automatically, but when I'm grading your culture discussions or your writings, your discussion posts, or your speaking, right? And then for your final project as well. So all the rubrics there, that's what I use. So that's how you can see what are the things that I'm expecting you to be able to do in order to get the grade that you're looking for. Then, of course, there are additional resources, how to use Brightspace, tips and facts, how to do a Spanish keyboard. So we can take a look at first week assignments, but there's a whole other video for that itself. So really, I'm going to take you through Unidad 1, which is a nice repaso, but I think also starts to utilize the book. So the checklist, these are your due dates. It's going to populate. I put them all in here so that it populates your calendar so that you should get an alert. But I highly recommend that you also put them in your own calendar on your phone or your computer, whatever it is that you need so that you don't miss these because it's a really fast class. It is a summer class. It is 8 weeks and we're doing an entire semester of Spanish. So each week you have a lot of things that are due and I don't accept late work. So please, if there is something going on, extenuating circumstances, email me right away. You never know, but I'm really strict about the late work because it's just not fair to others who are doing the stuff on time, who are paying attention to when things are due. So the things that are graded are the textbook activities are graded, right? The video assignment, speaking. Also, you have to comment on other video assignments, so that's part of the grade. The lectura cultural, right? So it's reading and watch a video. And then also the pre-prueba is graded and the prueba is graded, as well as your peer responses, your question and answer video speaking assignment as well. So that's just for repaso, right? So then we're going to go back and I want to show you how the textbook works. So this is a open learning initiative class, which means that you don't have to pay for a textbook. And PIMA has been really, really dedicated, especially the Spanish team here, to make sure that we are able to provide this to you, because the idea of you spending hundreds of dollars on a textbook with a digital textbook, all of which it just seems kind of crazy. So we've put it together so that you don't have to do that. So you're going to sign in, and once you sign in, I'm going to start seeing all of you guys here. Yours is going to look different than mine. But if you have any issues, this is what you want to do in that first week. So class starts on, I think, a Tuesday or Wednesday, and then by Friday you should have looked at this and checked into the textbook, because if there are issues, you need to let me know right away. I need to contact tech support so that we can get those figured out before we get started, because you're going to start using the textbook right away. And the textbook is really just doing the work, right? So I don't have any students in here yet. Class hasn't started yet, but you're going to have all your assignments there, and it is the Open Learning Initiative. So it's really important checking out that textbook, making sure that it's something that you are able to access, because unfortunately, for whatever reason, I often have at least 1 or 2 students every year who just never end up using that textbook until the very end and are like, oh, I didn't realize we had one. Okay, so please make sure that you're not one of those students. So then the presentation is so when we go into Unidad Repaso, the presentation, your first presentation video you're going to do, speaking presentation, it's going to be very similar to the Unit 1 overview video I made for you, which is just me talking and introducing myself. So watch that video. Gives you a good idea of what it is that I'm expecting. Really looking at these can-do statements, looking at your assignments here on the side, going to the content, the review. So there's tutorials, flashcards, other exercises, and that's the same for each and every one of them. Okay, so everything you need is here. You can also look under assessments and find some of the information there, but not all of your assignments are going to be under assignments, right? For example, discussions will be under discussion, but then your speaking and listening assignments aren't here for some reason. So I really recommend you just use the content button for everything, and then it'll lead you to the places you need to go. If you need to email myself, my email is, of course, in the instructor information as well on that first page, but you can also see like a glossary, you can see a class list, and email me from there as well if you want to, different links, etc. And we will use this virtual classroom as well as the groups tab for the oral midterm and the oral final, but I will do more videos and instructions to you about those when we get to that point, so no worries at all. I know this has been a long video, and thank you for watching and following me along. And if you do have any questions after watching this video and the other videos from the first week assignments and the Unidad 1 Repaso, please do let me know, okay? I'm always happy and here to help.